So YouTube will roll out AI-assisted age verification in the United States starting August 13, using machine learning to estimate people's ages based on viewing behavior, search history, and account longevity, regardless of the birthday on the account. And teens will automatically get age-restricted experiences, and people incorrectly flagged under 18 must verify their age with a government ID or credit card. Now, this coming amid a global surge in age verification laws like the UK's Online Safety Act, which has led many people to bypass restrictions using VPNs. A lot of critics are warning against these systems being flawed and can be easily fooled, including with generative AI. They do pose a serious privacy and free speech concern, though, due to the sensitive data collection and risk of breaches, such as the recent breach with the T app. If you're not familiar with that, tons and tons of private information was leaked over this app, and it can happen to any company. Sure, it's probably less likely that it will happen to YouTube or Google, but it's still a risk, and I don't think any of us are interested in taking that risk, especially if it involves blatantly breaching people's privacy like that. Now, even though it should be taking effect on August 13, I'm seeing some people already going through this, and it seems like this person right here has used a VPN in order to avoid this age verification, but still it's something that is very concerning. And you'll see so many people here asking about the same thing. How could I avoid this age verification? It's a hot topic right now. Everybody's talking about it and, talking about fake IDs and what to do and whatnot. One of the best ways to avoid this is by simply using a VPN. So, for example, if you're in the UK and, you're trying to access X or Reddit or Discord and they're asking you to ID yourself, you don't have to do that because you can just connect to a VPN where the laws are more lax online and you can just continue using the internet anonymously, or at least without having to identify yourself by handing over your identification card. It's ridiculous that in order to watch YouTube, you have to identify yourself. It's really just not something that is privacy friendly in any way. And if I really think about it, it's just one step closer to the social credit score in China. So again, in order to bypass this, all you have to do is connect to a location with better laws. So as you can tell here, I'm using ExpressVPN and it says that I'm in Switzerland. But say I'm in the United States and, I want to avoid the age verification. It's incredibly simple. You just download a VPN. I don't recommend downloading any VPN. I'll get into my recommendations in just a second here. But ExpressVPN is what I personally like to use. And all you have to do really is just connect to a country where you are not forced to identify yourself in order to use the internet. So now that I'm connected, as you can tell here, I'll just refresh. What is my IP address? And it'll show that I'm in Italy, which is true. I'm connected to the Italian server. And that's how you can avoid the age verification on YouTube or any other website. No matter which country you're in, it's mostly in the European Union, in Australia, Canada, the UK, as well as the United States, where these laws are starting to slowly roll out. And it's just bad news for everybody that uses the internet. And at this point, if previously you were using VPNs just for entertainment purposes, or maybe it was an occasional thing, you're not using VPNs all the time, you are probably going to be using VPNs every day at this point, just to keep your privacy and from having to identify yourself every time you want to make a simple step on the internet. As far as recommendations, I do recommend ExpressVPN. It's hands down one of the best out there. There's other VPNs like Proton VPN, which is also an outstanding VPN, especially if you don't want to pay a dime for your VPN. But you will have very limited speeds in very limited locations, and over time it's just not the most optimal experience. Typically all the free servers on Proton are congested and they will limit you to about 2 megabytes per second. But again, as a free VPN, as a free service, it's still great. There's no data cap. This is the paid version, which is why I have access to all the locations. The free version will only give you access to 3 locations. So either way, if you're interested in Express or Proton, I'll link a couple of other options like Nord and Surfshark, which are great VPNs as well. All four work with streaming, torrenting. They're independently audited, so you don't have to worry about your information being shared with governments or other agencies or anything like that, because there's proof that these VPNs don't collect or retain any of your personal information. So they're truly no-log VPNs. They're some of the best out there, and I feel very comfortable recommending Express, Proton, or Nord or Surfshark for that matter to any of my friends and family, and I would recommend those to you guys as well. Again, that's all you have to do in order to avoid the age verification laws, which again are starting to roll out slowly in the Anglosphere in a little bit of a snowball effect, I guess you could say, and hopefully they will revert these laws because they couldn't be any more anti-consumer. So that will be it for this video. Again, you'll find links to the deals that I could find on any of these VPNs. I'll also link some reviews if you'd like to learn a little bit more about them. Thank you guys so much for watching.